So, how's everyone doing tonight? This is, I'm gonna make this kind of short tonight. I'm gonna just post some pictures of Victor, Colorado, the town in which one of the towns in which I grew up in. Because we traveled to many different towns when I was a kid, and Victor, Colorado was actually one of them. And I found some old pictures from the late '70s that I took of the town while I was there. It's not the main street. It doesn't show the Monarch, but it does show other buildings and other um, landmarks that will show it's the same town as where the Black Monarch is now. But I did grow up in that town. I knew a lot of people in that town when I grew up. I don't know if there's there or not, because there was only like 400 or 500 people there when I lived there, and there's probably not much more than that now, if that many. Victor, Colorado was one of my, growing up spots and stuff. And I can tell you a lot of history from personal experience and from and a lot about the town. And the reason I wanted to become an explorer, a real explorer, is because Thomas Lowell Museum, which is right across the street from the Black Monarch. Thomas Lowell was one of the first real explorers. Back when he was exploring, though, he did real exploring. There was no computers, telephones, cell phones, none of that stuff you have nowadays. It was all word of mouth, mostly letter by mail. A very famous guy. I grew up admiring him. And, I can go on and on, but Victor, Colorado is when a lot of these ghost hunters and these YouTubers started doing Victor. I'm like, oh, they're doing my hometown. Oh, well, not my hometown. One of the towns I grew up in. I mean, we moved around a lot when I was a kid, so it was pretty much the late '70s. I was a young adult, but late '70s, and here's some pictures I took back then. You can tell they're old pictures, but the people who have been to Victor can tell that these pictures are from Victor. I was told that the main building I have in these photographs is the building that we were living in at the time. And from what I hear, that building is torn down or has been renovated into something else, or I can't remember what it was. But it's you go down the street from the Monarch and up the hill, and that's the building I grew up in. I used to work at the Monarch, and the people up where the hotel rooms are now. Those used to be apartments, and I used to have to go downstairs and clean the boiler in the basement. So that whole basement, I know the basement like the back of my hand, And yes, did I see or hear crazy things when I was down there? You betcha. Do I know a lot more interesting stories on the buildings than what these YouTubers have found out? You betcha. And sometime when I decided to do an exploration myself, I'll see if any of my old contacts still live in the town, and I'll see if I can get some real in-depth information on these buildings. I want to go back out there next summer and do a whole entire town history, and even kind of revisit my old neighborhood, my old childhood neighborhood. That would be interesting. Oh well, I just thought I would share with people that Victor, Colorado is someplace I hold dear to my heart, and if you ever get a chance to go and visit there, the Black Monarch, the Victor Hotel, uh, any place there, I suggest you go there. It's a good vacation spot. Excellent for ghost hunting. Excellent for Sasquatching. I mean, just right outside the town of Victor, there's down what's called Phantom Canyon is actually the road between. You take Phantom Canyon to get to Canyon City, where the Royal Gorge is. But you go down just a little outside the town of Victor. Goldfield is a small town subdivision of Victor, but you go out past that, and there's a place called Skagway. It's a reservoir lake, dammed up, lake. Good for Sasquatching. Oh well, I just thought I'd reminisce a little bit, and I found the pictures, and I figured I'd post them and let people see what Victor used to look like. I mean, it did come up quite a bit. It has been built up quite a bit since I was a kid. We're talking back in the late 70s, early 80s. So, and here's the pictures from back in the late 70s, early 80s. I hope you enjoy them.